Bullish Filecoin cost forecasts range somewhere in the range of $23.81 and $51.86 by 2030. Market investigators accept Phil could reach $23.81 by 2025. Bearish Filecoin market cost expectation for 2022 is $4.23. Filecoin presentation. After the presentation of the Filecoin mainnet, there were fights by excavators and cases of a cost dump in the initial not many days. The task's maker, Juan Bennett, excuses each analysis and demands that everything is continuing as expected. The cost of the Phil cash diminished not long after the mainnet send-off and looked to recuperate simultaneously. What is going on with Filecoin? We should pause for a minute to survey the Filecoin drive and endeavor to anticipate its future. What is Filecoin? The organization with a similar name planned to offer its clients a decentralized information stockpiling, and the executive's framework is controlled by the cash known as Filecoin. The organizer, Gene Bennett, created it to energize interplanetary document framework, a notable venture including distributed information trade. In 2017, Filecoin had an ICO, and in 2020, its mainnet turned out to be live. The objective of Filecoin is to forestall issues with customary record stockpiling arrangements, like MIST. These unified frameworks can possibly turn into a weak link with deplorable outcomes, like the misfortune or debasement of information. Clients of Filecoin may shop for the best stockpiling hub or capacity excavator in view of notoriety and choose for themselves what compromises to make between capacity cost and information unwavering quality and overt repetitiveness. Fully intent on offering the best deal and acquiring fill for their capacity, stockpiling excavators rival each other for purchasers. The equivalent is valid for recovery diggers, who can tend to fulfill the client's solicitation for information in return for a fill expense. Filecoin key investigation. The local money of the Filecoin blockchain is called Fill, and it is utilized to settle exchanges on the Filecoin organization. The Fill token should be held and utilized for exchanges to utilize the Filecoin organization. Moreover, capacity suppliers and information retrievers are remunerated with the Fill token. Capacity suppliers should offer Fill as security as an assurance of administration, going about as a bond that might be renounced for the situation that the specialist organization stops being a practical choice. The token for Filecoin itself was presented in 2017 with a symbolic deal that brought roughly $205 million. A pre-deal for consultants raised $52 million of this, and a public deal on the CoinList stage raised $153 million of it. To fundraise, a straightforward understanding for future tokens was created as a legitimate agreement that involves designating tokens to financial backers upon network enactment in return for a forthright interest in the task. The division offered to guides had an expense base of 75 cents per fill, a further rebate of 0-30%, and vesting spans of 1-3 years. The expense reason for the excess $153 million in fill went from $1 to $5 per fill, with a hard limit of 200 million fill sold. Filecoin specialized examination. In spite of the fact that it is challenging to play out a specialized examination of the Filecoin digital money that is 100% right, TradingView's refined specialized investigation device permits you to see the collected trade evaluations for fill progressively for a picked time span. The most broadly utilized specialized pointers, moving midpoints, oscillators, and turns are the groundwork of the FIL-USD report. Filecoin current cost. Filecoin is right now worth $5.29 USD. Fill has moved 0.25% as of now with an exchanging volume of $196,153,306. Filecoin is right now positioned 35 among all digital forms of money with a market capitalization of $1,621,593,038 USD. Filecoin value expectation 2022. Filecoin, from certain perspectives, is one of the most astonishing digital currencies to rise this year. The fill cost estimate for 2022 expects a critical expansion in the year's final part, potentially coming to $7.94. Likewise with other digital forms of money, the ascent will be steady, however no significant drops are normal. Averaging $7.41 in cost is very aggressive, yet it is practical soon given expected coordinated efforts and progressions. Fill is supposed to have a base worth of $6.35. Filecoin value expectation 2023. In 2023, Filecoin fill cost expectation has a lot of space for extension. Because of the expected declarations of various new organizations and drives, we guess that the cost of fill will before long outperform $13.23. Nonetheless, we ought to hold on to check whether the fill's general strength list emerges from the oversold zone prior to putting down any bullish wagers. Taking into account the market unpredictability, Phil will exchange with a base exchanging cost of $10.58 and a typical exchanging cost of $11.64. Filecoin Value Forecast 2024. In the event that the vertical pattern go on until 2024, it could reach $18.52 and Phil might benefit. In the event that the market encounters a decay, the objective may not be met. Phil is supposed to exchange at a typical cost of $16.93 and a low of $15.87 in 2024. Filecoin Value Forecast 2025. On the off chance that Filecoin effectively helps market opinion among cryptographic money fans, the Phil coin cost could stay stable for the following 5 years. As per our projections, Phil will be green in 2025. The Phil is supposed to reach and outperform its unsurpassed high in 2025. In 2025, the virtual cash will be valued at $23.81, with a base cost of $21.17 and a typical cost of $22.22. Filecoin Value Expectation 2026. After some broad determining and specialized investigation, we gauge the Phil cost is supposed to cross a normal value level of $27.52 by 2026, with a base cost of $26.46 anticipated before the year's end. Moreover, Phil has a greatest value worth of $29.10. Filecoin Value Expectation 2027. Because representing things to come, organizations that are supposed to occur by 2027, we are expecting that a bullish pattern will keep carrying the typical cost to around $32.81. On the off chance that Phil figures out how to break the safe level in 2027, we could see a most extreme cost of $34.39. Neglecting to assemble the help Phil needs by 2027 could bring about a low of $31.75. Filecoin Value Expectation 2028. While Phil is endeavoring towards interoperability between organizations to hurry communication, the bullish pattern from the earlier year is supposed to proceed. So the base exchange cost has been put at $37.04 and a yearly cost close above $39.69 in 2028. Filecoin Value Forecast 2029. By 2029, Filecoin will at long last outperform its past ATH values and record new cost level. The base cost could be $42.33 and possibly arrive at a most extreme value worth of $44.98, averaging out at $43.39. Filecoin Value Expectation 2030. The digital currency market is known to be exceptionally unpredictable, which is one of the many justifications for why cost gouging is a troublesome errand. Makes an honest effort to gauge future price tags with accuracy. But all forecasts ought not be taken as monetary counsel, and you should DYOR. In 2030, we are anticipating that cryptographic money should have acquired reception across numerous areas. In that capacity, the greatest Phil cost in 2030 is projected to be $51.86 in case of a bull run, with a typical value level of $49.74. And the review given above makes it apparent that Filecoin gauges are fairly vague concerning increments or diminishes in the cost of Phil. There is no